closer to us, it's Etta Tuionetoa and Tina Pisnik for the Texas Ranchers. Lea Jansen and Parris Todd for the Columbus Sliders. That one wide off Tina Pisnik, a little bit of an awkward angle there. That one doesn't go for Tina. Ball stays with the, Columbus Sliders.
1-0-1.
Great offense there from the Ranchers. And I think that's what the Sliders were trying to avoid by trying to keep it to the dink battles, because a team with Tina and Etta will definitely capitalize on anything popped up. Through the middle, Etta Tuionetoa gets the ball back for the Texas Ranchers.
0-1-1.
Such great smacks from Etta Tuionetoa on that right side.
1-1-1.
Parris Todd with the outside angle on the backhand. Excuse me, forehand, I believe. Tina Pisnik will serve now.
1-1-2.
Nice from Lea Jansen. Cross-court attack. We're tied up 1-1.
1-1-1.
Tina Pisnik tries to speed things up. Let down by the net cord there. So Lea Jansen and Parris Todd are playing straight up. They're not stacking, they're not putting one on the left. Nice attack from Parris Todd there as Etta unwinded the stack, excuse me. through the middle. Tina Pisnik caught Parris leaning on that outside angle. Etta will take a break here to wipe off her hands. The humidity here has been just insane. It's hot and humid. The sun is out.
3-1-2.
Right through the middle once again for Etta Tuionetoa, finding some offense on that right side. Ranchers get the ball here. A lot of towel timeouts going on. Nice from Lea Jansen going cross court.
Nice job. 1-3-2.
That one stays in for Tina Pisnik down the line. So they will put a point on the board there. Nice attack from Parris Todd going down the line to Etta Tuionetoa. They'll get the ball back here.
3-2-1.
That one sails long off Lea Jansen's paddle. So we'll go to the second serve.
Great job.
That one lands out as called by Tina Pisnik. Ball goes back over to the Texas Ranchers. Etta Tuionetoa on the serve. Tina Pisnik goes for the flick down the line and can't get it to go. Second serve here.
2-3-2.
That one long from Parris Todd. Etta Tuionetoa getting into the hands battles. That one doesn't go for Tina. Back over to the sliders, and we're tied up at 3.
3-3-1.
Great pickup from Parris. And such a long play. Great by the Columbus Sliders to get back up to the line, but the attack from Tina Pisnik so strong. I feel for these girls out here. I'm sure they put sunscreen on, and that can make the sweat even worse. Which you need to have sunscreen, but it's tough when your hands are feeling slippery. Pisnik down the line once again, switching up the angles. Parris Todd down the line, testing Etta Tuionetoa. Let's look at that again. Hands battle, pops it.
3-3-2.
Etta Tuionetoa trying to get up to that line. Can't get it to go, so we're still tied at 3-3.
Work that point, Slotty. Work the point. Let's go. Right here.
Taking a second to gather themselves, wipe off the sweat. Very long, drawn-out dink rally there. And Christian Alshon now whispering some strategy to his teammate, Tina Pisnik. Now Parris and Lea are stacking.
4-3-1.
Parris coming across to deliver the blow. They've gotten some life here, and if they can get one more, they'll get the side switch timeout. Oh, Tina Pisnik trying to show some trickery there, and just doesn't go as far as she needed it to. Oncins on that left side. Parris Todd once again able to attack.
7-3-1. I'll recall. 7-3-1.
Too high from Parris Todd, and Etta Tuionetoa goes cross court with some force. And that's what they need. Etta showing her strength, what she can do from an offensive standpoint if they're going to get back in this game. Unwinding the stack has proven to be a little difficult for the Ranchers this game, as the Sliders go up 8-3.
8-3-2.
Parris Todd just too good.
out.
Rangers seem to think something went wrong there. Not sure what it was, to be honest with you.
Distraction. Yelled right in the middle of the court.
They're still discussing something on the sideline here.
Let's go. Side out.
Taking a slow towel timeout, and our referee says, let's go.
She yelled right in the middle of the coin. It's a distraction. It's a distraction. On Parris.
Some kind of issue. The ref is saying there's a distraction.
That's a distraction. So it's side out.
So it's a side out, and the Rangers will get the ball back here. Christian Alshon offering some encouragement along with Eric Oncins.
Time in, 3-8-1.
Lea Jansen through the middle. So she's on the left side now, and she's showing us what she's got. Etta trying to get over to that left side to cover for Tina, unable to keep it in the court.
8-3-1.
Parris Todd taking advantage of a pop-up from Tina Pisnik. Great dink battle. Turned into hands battle, and we've got a...
Time in, 9-3-1.
Parris Todd back on the left side. That one wide for Tina Pisnik. Just like that, we're at game point. Looks like they'll still stack to have Parris on the left.
10-3-1.
Great attack there from Tina Pisnik. Still game point.
10-3-2.
Etta Tuionetoa down the line, keeping Lea Jansen back there, and they will get another shot here to rally.
3-10-1.
That is in from Tina Pisnik. That flick from the kitchen line. Lea dodges, but she lands it in the court. So 4-10 on the first serve. Stacking now to have Etta on the left side. Etta making the decision too late, not sure if it was in or out.
After video review, the call stands, the ball is out.
The call stands, the ball was out. So the Rangers will get a point, and they are still on the first server. So the hopes of a comeback are still alive in this women's doubles match.
Time in, 5-10-1.
That one doesn't go for Lea Jansen. Another point on the board for the Ranchers. The attack from Lea Jansen, too good, so we'll move to the second server, but they've gotten some points back here, the Ranchers. That is what they need from Etta Tuionetoa. Attacking from that left side, showing her strength, her reflexes.
Sorry for the little delay in getting here. I was trying to, but I was called another way, so I'm really glad to see this. I'm a big fan of Etta Wright and Tia Pisnik, you know, and so I'm glad at least I get to see a few points. I wouldn't mind it going a little bit longer, but...
I'm with you.
Oh. I mean, incredible defense to get back in that point.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Jansen and Todd, honestly, I don't know how they stayed in that in there, and then just a miscommunication in the middle. That's got to be so frustrating for Jansen right there. She was expecting Todd to come over, and it just didn't happen.
And you said you're an Etta, she's now Tuionetoa fan.
Yes, you're
and
right.
She's been finding some offense on that left side.
You know, Etta, extremely talented, and honestly, the last time, was it in Orlando, the finals here? Etta had an injury and was not able to play the Dreambreaker.
Okay.
Back, I believe that was in November. I was commentating that match, and I was an alternate at the same time, and so I was like, listen, I'm not going to play. But I'm so glad to see Etta has come back so strong from that injury. She's got such a good head on her shoulders, and just so solid out there on the court.
Yeah, and they've come all the way back here.
I mean, incredible. I mean, you got Jansen and, I mean, a veteran, you know, considering where a lot of players are here, and Todd. I do think Jansen does tend to play a little bit better on the right.
Yeah.
And so, but Todd is absolutely better on the right. So having Jansen on the left, I think, is a good play for a lot of this, especially going cross court with Etta.
Yeah, it seems like they've been experimenting on both sides, stacking, playing straight up.
And that's kind of our benefit, too, of not being like, hey, this is your side, and this is your serve, and the rally scoring. Going back to this concept of, you know, normal scoring allows us to kind of toy with positions a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I think it allows us to be a lot more creative. Here we go, and you even have a switch there. So Etta, you know, usually will play with Megan Dazan, and does tend to play on the left-hand side of the court, but even they've been toying with going left and right as well. I think, you know, when you have a lot of teams out there who've done well, it's still really good alternative to be able to say, hey, we need to switch sides every so often and still feel confident in that position. That's a shot that Tina Pisnik is going to hit time and time again. I mean, we've had a couple of net courts here in the last couple points here, and really good recovery. But just that off-the-bounce forehand speed up is, I'm honestly surprised Lea Jansen wasn't kind of ready for that
Sitting
ball.
on that, yeah. Rangers now up 11-10.
just really good ball movement. Everyone's trying to play patient and smart these last few points, and it is absolutely the right thing to do on both sides.
Lea Jansen on the attack.
And that, again, just a little bit of miscommunication in the middle on that side of the court.
Yep.
I think Etta probably would have been a good attacking position for that, but they just kind of set them off a little bit. Great time for Lea Jansen to speed up.
Great reflexes there.
Another little net cord right there.
Yep.
And you know, they're really just grinding out Lea Jansen right now and trying to kind of, you know, force that error, force something coming from her, and it's, you know, she's holding really strong and steady right now.
Keeping Parris Todd on the right for now. Oh. Lea Jansen.
A little bit too high. And again, this is something that can give you trouble though when you are trying to isolate a player and break her down essentially, and now you're actually getting her into a rhythm and feeling a little bit more confident. The errors are not coming, the pressure's not coming, and you saw Pisnik right there. I was like, oh, I should go and cross court on that. She's absolutely right. They have to start moving that ball around a little more. Oh my goodness. That
awkward
is
angle.
I mean, so mind you, it is. So again, it's a shot Tina Pisnik is going to hit a lot. She's going to hit that speed. I don't know. I feel like this is pretty good.
I agree with you. Keeping Lea on the left.
Oh.
That one was out. Are we going to have a challenge
Immediately, they're looking into
potentially?
that challenge. I could not see it personally. That's kind of right under the bar
Yeah.
of
The nice perch that we have.
yes, yes. I will admit this is a lot better than the normal.
Oh, yeah.
To make it seem like one thing will be called.
The ball was
the
out.
ball is out, correct. And I just think that's a frustrating way to end that
Definitely,
game.
yeah.
Pisnik obviously just not happy with herself there at the end, and honestly, rightfully so. I really feel like the I mean, Etta and Tina in her career so far.
All right, so we'll get going. I'm excited for this one.
Got a couple of Proton paddles on this side as well.
Yes.
They're both on Team Proton.
Yes. I think Oncins just getting out that extra energy right now.
Absolutely. Now, it's a little tougher, too, because it's, you know, even before with rally scoring to 21, it is a little bit longer. It seems like it's a longer period of time.
Right.
You know, going from a PPA tournament a week ago where it's, you know, 2 out of 3, now you have one game to 11.
Exactly.
You kind of have to really get out your kinks pretty quickly. You can't be a late starter in this situation, but it is still, when you add the normal scoring to it, then it does still lengthen out that game. So, I mean, really when we're looking at time, it's been very similar.
Interesting.
To, you know, some of these games to 21.
Great attack there from Andrei Daescu. Still trying to get some points on the board.
I mean,
CJ.
phenomenal from CJ. I mean, he cut off Andrei's forehand, which more power to him. I love seeing that. And that's confidence right there.
That one falls a little short, so we'll go to the second serve here.
0-0-2.
Eric Oncins really likes those outside flicks.
Yes, absolutely. And they're going to take advantage of any height that they're getting off that. It is a little bit windy, which is to be expected here at Lake Nona. And so those drops are going to be a little bit trickier to keep down.
Great read there.
That's a good spot for Alshon to go at. You know, CJ Klinger's left hip and left shoulder on that cross-court speed up. You know, he's a little bit square when he's in that position, so that cross-court attack is just a prime time to do it.
What do you think of Oncins on the left here?
You know, I kind of like it. I think when Oncins is playing his best, he's loose, he can shape a ball really well, he can move it really well. I think he's got a lot of disguise factor on his shots. So when he's on there, I think they can ride that energy. Alshon's got a little bit more, you know, coached by Lee Waters. You're getting some good
technique,
influence right away when you're coming into this game for Christian Alshon. And so he's been able the last couple years to develop a steadier game, and so that can be very well suited on the right to be kind of the anchor of that team and allowing Oncins to kind of get creative a little bit more, you know, just like that. I mean, he's hopping on there, which is great, you know, questioning. Alshon stays his lane. He's ready for that ball to cover. I mean, again, great little backhand to backhand rally, and this is kind of your different. Oncins is going to be driving a lot more of those thirds. You know, what we're seeing a lot more is the drops coming from CJ Klinger, Andrei Daescu, and so, and Alshon as well. Like, he's so far mixed it up just a little bit. I always say there's like a men's drop and there's a women's drop.
Yeah.
And like the men's drop is more about getting to the line. So you're seeing they're kind of chipping him a lot, which they're floating a little bit high because of that.
Right.
Women's, we tend to be a little bit more aggressive with our thirds. It turns into, you know, it's a more topspin shot.
Yes.
Kind of a roll. Oh, it's a little bit too offensive, but that's a game, the way the game has gone. Phenomenal setup.
Nice cross court from Oncins on the right.
Really good ball movement. And, you know, when I look at from like a technical side, you know, I look at Alshon and Oncins, they both really use rotation well. They both kind of move really cleanly. Where I get a little concerned on those things is, you know, with Klinger, he gets a little too square. So sometimes those behind the ball, kind of behind him, are difficult to move and recover to. Because he doesn't use as much unit turn and hip rotation as the other three men on this court.
I think we had a foot fault call there.
Yep.
4-2-1.
Nice shot there from CJ, working it behind Christian Alshon, back to the back line.
I think your difference there, you know, the play that we just saw from Daescu and Klinger, when Daescu drove it, Klinger only went mid-court. It gave him a lot of room to poach on that ball. When Oncins hit that drive, Alshon got all the way up to that line, so he really wasn't in a position to poach that ball. It almost came right to him. If he just would have kind of gotten a little bit different positioning, he could have absolutely taken advantage of that ball.
2-4-1.
another foot fault.
Another foot fault.
And you can see, just kind of like I'm talking, like slicing that ball, and you see how it kind of floats kind of high.
Right.
So especially in this wind, it's a little bit trickier on those types of shots.
Nice.
Both wanting that ball for sure.
That's the downside to the double forehand in the middle.
And it is true, like we said a few points ago, I love seeing CJ Klinger like go in front of Andrei and take that ball. It's a lot of confidence, but they're both kind of getting caught laterally and late. On average, I would be leaning towards having Andrei Daescu be taking those balls in the middle.
Yeah. Oh, sets up for the Ernie, but doesn't need to take it.
Really good pressure.
4-3-1.
Oh, neck cord, no good.
Just a little unfortunate. And great return right on that baseline.
Gets the angle, sees it.
Yeah, really good patience. He took his time letting that get past. He didn't rush that ball.
5-3-2.
Nice direction there.
Really good speed on that. Like that was the best thing that Alshon just did right there. It was a medium pace ball. It wasn't a massive speed up, which even if Daescu gets his paddle on it, it's going to be tricky to do anything with. So that right there, that's what I'm saying.
Drops, they're not quite as low as maybe they want them to be because of the wind.
Time in, 6-3-2.
You got CJ Klinger's dad moving behind him.
Oh, really?
He is always going to be there. Great guy, just super supportive.
3-6-1.
So I really like Andrei Daescu coming over more. In the first part of the game, he really was letting CJ take a lot of those shots, but I mean, he's going over, which he needs to do right now. He needs to insert himself and utilize his size and his expertise.
Reach. Yeah.
So you can see they're going to play to CJ Klinger as much as possible. So if that speed up game, if the hand battle's not working between Oncins and Klinger, then Daescu really has to kind of step in and try to alleviate that. I do think Klinger needs to move the ball a little bit more. Keeping it just at Oncins is going to kind of take Andrei out of it. Again, really smart, short return. Also, that definitely takes Daescu out of coming over and taking that ball.
Right. There we go. That's nice confidence.
That's the expertise. That is like it when Klinger starts hitting that Ernie, that is what they want to be doing.
Yep.
6-4-2.
And just a little rushed situation. I think if we're talking hand speed and aggressiveness, Oncins and Alshon have that advantage.
More north to south on the serve. Reserve.
They've been very strict about serving this whole tournament.
It's, I think that's really good. You know, Major League Pickleball has some of the best referees. They make a living, you know, on this tour with Major League Pickleball. They're super high quality, and for a long time, a lot of players push the rules and the boundaries, and the referees need to continue to step in, keep people in line, keep them with these are the rules, and I think the more that we see that, the more consistent we'll be across the board.
Yeah.
Because everyone likes to have a home team.
Yep.
My team, Florida Smash, we play at home at the end of July in St. Petersburg, and so those are always the matches I think teams get the most excited about. You've got more supporters.
Home crowd.
Home crowd.
Eric Oncins, great offense on that right side there.
5-7-2.
Footfall called.
It's rolling the way of Columbus right now for these calls. That's the third foot fault we've seen. I think
Christian Alshon is arguing.
Now, this is what the Ranchers don't want to see, when Christian Alshon starts to get a little temperamental and frustrated about a call. Now, mind you, one of the hardest things to call is that push-off.
Yes.
And it's a tricky one, so they have to decide, and it does sound like they are going to challenge that foot fault.
So let's take a look here. Look at Christian. Oh, we'll get a little further. So Christian Alshon, it's important for him to establish both feet behind the kitchen line. So he's saying that he did before he hit the ball. So we're looking at it frame by frame here. And that is that classic pickleball rule. Can't be in the kitchen, not unless that ball bounces in at first. So he has to reestablish both of his feet behind that line before he hits it. And as we've talked about with Christian Alshon, his fiery attitude, it's important that they get this right, go over it, for everybody involved, I would say. That left foot is what they're concerned about. Here, Christian Alshon on the far end of that right side. Andrei Daescu, always neutral, good mindset. CJ Klinger, couple things didn't go his way, but I'm sure Andrei's propelled him and encouraged him.
Pushed in, yeah. All right, we do have a ruling, and I missed a little bit, but I thought it was the push-off, but it was actually momentum was the call.
Okay.
So it was from the previous shot.
After video review, there was a fault on the play. The call stands.
And they, yes, and mind you, we looked at this quite a few times, and I think that the biggest thing was, like, was it momentum or was it the push-off? So they had to confirm it was actually from the momentum.
Okay.
It was not about the push-off overhead. So I think that's also where Alshon might have got confused, because he was also, it seemed like that's what he was saying.
Sure.
He's looking for that. Ernie, probably a little bit greedy.
Yeah, but he wants to get the momentum shift back to his side.
Absolutely, and it's a great time to really, that's a tough time for this call right now. We're on a little bit of a climb from Ohio right now, and either it's going to work for them or it's going to work against them. So if they can just kind of keep playing steady.
Yeah, a little too much on that one from Andrei. So we're tied up 7-7. Eric Oncins on the serve.
Just a little missed time there. But that does get them the lead again.
8-7-1. Service fault.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
This is just going to amp them up even more
More
here.
up and down. Second serve.
It needs to be more. I mean, it's.
Second serve.
I mean, mind you, I'm looking at a lot of these, but I mean, he is known to go a little bit high on that.
Sure.
And
He's a tennis guy.
This again, we're talking about a referee taking a stand. Now, this referee right here, solid. I have a lot of respect. She's done a lot of matches, a lot of understanding. I've had a lot of conversations with referees. What are we looking for? Like, what's going to make those calls? And I'm thrilled, honestly, when they start making those calls.
Sure.
Because those are things that frustrate a lot of players who know certain players who tend to be high, but there's not much we can do about it. So again, there is that off-speed speed up that Christian Alshon went to Andrei Daescu down the line like we saw earlier before the changeover, and it wasn't the expected to be a winner. It was the expectation that it's coming back, and I'm going to hit multiple balls in a row. So clean, so smart from Alshon.
That one just wide.
A little too much. I feel like right now we are seeing the best part of this game. Everyone's playing a little bit higher level.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's on their feet on the highlights.
7-9-1.
And just, again, Daescu's coming over, taking those drops because Klinger was struggling keeping those. But again, they're very, it's just about getting to that line. They're not doing a super offensive drop. It's going to be a slice one that just gets them there. And, you know, Klinger going for that speed up, probably not the right time.
Reset.
There we go, and that's, both teams are doing this well right now, playing behind both Daescu and Oncins, which is tricky, pulling them out of that offense in the middle. I love it. I mean, just a miss hit.
Miss hit.
That is
again, not sure where to shift his weight, not sure where to start running.
9-8-1.
I mean, phenomenal drive from Christian Alshon. I love how controlled he looks right now, especially when he's doing that speed up. He's so still with his body. He's not bouncing around. He's ready to react to that next ball. And then just, again, I think Klinger needs to let Daescu in those big, that slow game in a way that's manageable.
Time in. 10-8-1.
And it's a great timeout before their first game point. And again, I'm just so mad.
What ends it.
You know, because again, CJ Klinger didn't person. She knows, you know, she's been here, and then you got Andrei Daescu and Parris Todd. Both again, just solid players. And just some great defense to offense right there.
Hands battles right away. I've noticed specifically Parris Todd really thriving in this partnership.
Yeah, I think that Andrei can be a solid rock, you know, from a mixed doubles. He's got a lot of experience on that side. He knows how to play mixed doubles. It is very different. Men's doubles, women's doubles mixed. They're all three are different sports. They're different ways to play, different strategies. But again, what you're going to see probably a little bit more from Parris Todd is a little bit more of an offensive third when she's got the chance to do it. Or, again, a drive to set up Daescu to kind of go through.
Oh, wow.
And just a little bit too much of a reach on there. But again, great coverage there. So
Yeah.
you notice how they're stacking. So Tina is stacking on the outside of the court, which is what we call a classic stack. And honestly, it's easier. It's a much easier position for both players to be in, and not necessarily always do that switch. It's a little bit more court to cover when you're switching on that end. And just
cross court.
Really, looking for that counter. And that's where I think a lot of guys don't always recognize. A lot of women step back purposefully, and that's to look for the speed up, so it's an easier counter. So there's a little bit more room to swing, essentially.
Goodness.
Oh,
I thought that was going in.
Again, when we're talking about like Tina Pisnik being able to recover from anything, right there, Oncins looked like he was going to hit the ball, but she was still able to kind of come in and keep him in the point.
Yeah.
We call 3-1-2.
We talked about that earlier. Tina Pisnik likes that off-the-bounce forehand speed up. I think that difference, too, is maybe she disguises it a little bit better. But, I mean, essentially, once you see your opponent take that step back and look for it, you're looking now to counter.
Right.
I mean, that's a difference. So both of them leaned forward when they saw that step back from Parris.
Yeah, now 2 in a row, finding offense down the middle. Tina Pisnik.
Just a great adjustment to that, and I think Parris not meaning for it to go that wide.
Yes.
But obviously you've got super aggressive males on the court, Daescu and Oncins. They're looking to get involved. So, there's a fine line that you have to go to kind of keep it away from them, but also not allow that around the post.
Right. Looks like we're tied up here.
It's a great play. Pull it behind Andrei. Look for that middle opening. And again, just like Parris Todd, you're looking Tina Pisnik. See her thirds kind of, they're arcing down a little bit more. In the women's game, there just tends to be more of a top spin third, whereas the men do tend to slice it just like that. It's more about getting to that line. Phenomenal. And that's something with Eric Oncins. He has such a loose wrist, and he's able to kind of pull that ball really lightly on that.
Tina Pisnik just knows exactly what to look for there. I do think because she's played so much with Andrei, she knows what to expect.
100%, yeah. I think that's, with anyone out here, it's some people, we've played together for years. It's just you play together a lot. And that's kind of one of those things about Major League Pickleball is you're giving different combos at least. Because a lot of the teams you're playing regularly in PPA events. When you add that Major League Pickleball element into it, you still know the player and they still make the same moves.
Yeah.
However, now it's a different look.
Yes. You're like hitting shuffle on the iPod.
Exactly. I like that. And a lot of pressure from Eric Oncins.
Being patient in those dink battles.
Let's go, Sliders!
Tina Pisnik serving on the right side for the Texas Ranchers.
No, I'll recall it. 4-3-2. I will. 4-3-2.
Couple recalls. Here we go. That one is long from Andrei Daescu.
Just a little bit unfortunate. And you can feel that wind gust coming in.
Yes. That one
For a little too much. Really good speed from Parris Todd there.
And Andrei Daescu was ready for that. His backhand was ready to attack, but saw it go by. Nice.
And there's that big old Ernie coming from Andrei Daescu.
He says, I can do that too, Tina.
And mind you, that's kind of what we're looking at, is that she, as soon as you see your opponent, she took it a little bit late. It was kind of next to her hip. She dropped her head down, which is like the last thing you want to do, you know, keeping that head up so you could see your opponent, but not give them that advantage of the Ernie.
Right.
And just a little bit more pressure coming from Columbus right now. And just, that is how we end up changing ends right there.
Yeah.
We had
Grandstand Court, the MLP season opener in Orlando. We have our first mixed doubles game of this match between the Columbus Sliders and the Texas Ranchers. Andrei Daescu on the serve, up by 1.
And there's the pattern that Tina Pisnik has kind of gone, you know, through quite a few things, cross, 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 kind of waiting to go behind Daescu, and then looking to counter on that. And it just, Andrei Daescu was ready for that.
That one long.
Really good changeup, I think, from Parris Todd.
8-5-1.
Just looking for it, but not quite there. And
Tina Pisnik stepped around to get a better angle on that. And Andrei wants the ATP, and it's not quite the angle he thought it was. Nice attack.
Just great offense. And that's, I think, a great speed up. You know, Tina Pisnik does have that one-handed kind of punch quite often. So Parris did a phenomenal job attacking across the body, which actually,
once again,
it's, you know, that's it right there, hammering into that backhand side.
Yes.
Great timeout. They needed that time. Look where we're at already.
Yes.
10-5.
Just
I mean,
like that.
That just happened so quick.
They explode. If they can get this one back, they'll have a shot.
And just a good lead right there. And that's something we've seen a few times. Daescu driving, Todd looking to cross on her backhand. That is probably her best shot right there.
Oh, that's the sorry not sorry in pickleball. Just sits on that neck line and then falls the other way.
But gives them a chance for Dallas to get back in this. Or it's the Texas Ranchers.
Yes.
Now I want to make sure I don't.
Dallas is in Texas.
That's not what we're talking about. But getting off of 5, they have not scored in quite some time. That's huge.
Gotten 2 back here, 7-10 on the 2. If they can go on a run here, as we've seen in the past 2 matches.
7-10-2.
Eric Oncins.
He wants it. I mean, phenomenal play. What I love, and this is what I love about Tina Pisnik's game, it's really well-rounded. So most of that rally, she was slicing her forehand to do.
And it's also a temperature check of, okay, you guys are coming back. Do you have the mental stamina to really stay in this?
Absolutely.
Well, let's see if you do.
Yep.
And they definitely proved it on that one, especially Eric was making me laugh trying to spring into something. All right, so 8-11. They've come back a long way on the second serve.
Time in, 8-10-2.
That is a...
That happens.
I mean, it happens. It happens to all of us. Not the best time for that.
No.
But still, they still have that lead. Let's see if they can tie it up here. Again, there's that pattern. There was the ball a little bit loftier, but cross-court, 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 soft behind Andrei. Oncins comes in, closes the middle.
Oncins getting the crowd on his side as we're tied up now, and Tina Pisnik does not want to lose another one after coming all the way back. That was in.
They left it, and that's always, they've been doing such a good job kind of controlled coming to the net, and right there they just kind of both tried to accelerate forward. Andrei Daescu recognized them moving in too fast and just hit it right past him.
Just a reminder, this is win by 2.
I mean, phenomenal drive from Parris Todd right there. Great timing on that too. And like you said, Tina Pisnik wants this one back after that first women's doubles loss. There it is.
He got what he was looking for.
That's the Ernie. He's been bouncing, but they are making a call.
On another game point, Sarah.
Oh.
On another game point.
It's absurd. I've never seen so many foot faults. And honestly, the refs are doing phenomenal for seeing these. I mean, some of these, when you're looking at that, like I immediately, right when that came on, you could see his left foot. It did touch that line.
Yeah.
But on game points each time, like that's so crazy.
They're trying to have that extra aggression, and I think it just, that one where Andrei bumped into CJ, that was a tough one.
It's amazing. I mean, it's just, so, I mean, right now the Ranchers have to take this win. I honestly think they will.
Right.
You've got Alshon, I mean, with Etta.
Yeah, the fire of Alshon and the solid technique from Etta.
Again, like we said, they lost that women's match. It was an unfortunate loss, and Etta wants her way back in there. Just CJ Klinger, Lea Jansen. You know, Lea Jansen, phenomenal mixed doubles player, and so is CJ Klinger. However, when you're looking at these two teams on the court, I think we're definitely in favor right here of the Ranchers.
I think so too. I think Christian Alshon kind of found his way with CJ Klinger in that men's doubles match, got him on his toes, and we'll have to see if he can come back. So we're going
to be able to, she's not going to be affected, essentially. And it's a tricky thing with a lot of partnerships is how you can be affected by your partner's energy and their behavior and those types of things, and being able to kind of stay within yourself in these situations is really key. And just a little bit, Lea Jansen loves that backhand flick. You know, she's going through, but really good shape on that ball coming over.
Etta Tuionetoa on the attack.
Absolutely, yeah. Phenomenal drive from Christian Alshon to kind of set up that defense.
3-0-2.
Very nice. CJ Klinger keeping Christian Alshon honest there.
Clean, and it's really, I think, the X factor is CJ Klinger. If he's able to kind of play as well as he can, play within himself, but also, you know, just that little extra that he can do, then that could definitely be a huge benefit. Just like that. I mean,
wow.
You know, turning that kind of ball, phenomenal. If he could keep this up, this could be a huge thing for Columbus.
Yeah, 1-2 punch. Feeling good right now. Wow.
Again, going
down
behind Christian Alshon, saying, I'm not afraid of you. Super smart. Great timing.
And like you said earlier, they don't get multiple games here. This is 1 game to 11. You got to figure out what you're going to do very quick.
It is what we talked about earlier. Just like kind of those drops are bouncing pretty high. He's been driving a little bit more. Lea's been driving, and Lea's got a smile on her face,
yes,
so that's good.
That
you know,
is great
it's,
sign.
It means she's, you know, don't go with CJ Klinger.
Yes.
And you know, Alshon just kind of has to probably calm down a little bit more and expect that ball coming to him a little bit more. And he did it again.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
He is feeling himself right now.
It's just like insane. What an amazing shot from CJ Klinger. So they did not switch on that stack.
Right.
But again, the problem is that Alshon is assuming that ball's going to go middle. So
right.
he's moving so early, and he's known for that. He's known to kind of want to get up in that middle. So soft to the outside, phenomenal play. And there's the payback right there. He is like, I could do this too.
Yes.
He really honestly needed to do that.
Yes, yes. Right. All right, so sliders still have the ball here. Lea Jansen on the second serve.
What we call 4-3-2.
CJ exposing Christian again. Christian really trying to find some offense crossing over and just not going.
Gosh, it's
going to build frustration, so we'll see if he can get out of it.
Absolutely. I mean, look at this changeover right now. That's insane. We said it. CJ Klinger is going to be that X factor. He absolutely has the talent, the ability. When he's got that momentum, he's a tough kid to stop. And you got Lea now.
Yes.
And Mike, it's only 6-3, so it's not like it's a huge lead, but that's just a big momentum right there.
Right.
They're kind of, doing a little stuttering on there, and you get a little smile from Etta because she, I think, was confused as well by that situation.
Yeah, so successful timeout there from the Ranchers, able to get the ball back here.
There it is again. So what I really like, so we talked about some of those forehand speed-ups from like Tina Pisnik and Parris Todd. What I like about Christian Alshon right there is he doesn't show it. He's not, he's got a nice drop in his wrist. He's not really stepping back. He's accelerating from a super low position. And just, I mean, phenomenal play.
Great rally.
From Ranchers right there. I'm just, thinking of how smooth Etta is when she's kind of pulling that back in. She naturally was going for that backhand, and then just a little miscommunication with Alshon trying to go for that same ball.
4-6-2.
I think they thought they'd gotten out of that predicament they were in and hadn't gotten out of the woods yet. Wow.
And just, again, what I appreciate, I said this earlier in the men's match, what Alshon does so well is he holds. He holds the ball, he holds the paddle, but he can really vary his speeds better than a lot of other players.
5-6-2.
CJ Klinger, once again.
He's up there. I mean, that drive was almost a lob.
Right.
But
especially when you know how much he's been feeling himself in this. You can't give him, you can't leave anything up for him. Oh.
And just, you know, I mean, now mind you, we've basically seen 2 to 3 missed returns in this whole match across the board.
Right.
So it doesn't happen a lot, but you know, CJ Klinger's got a huge serve. It's got a lot of power on it.
Seven, 5-1.
7-5. Through the middle.
I almost think she just was looking uncertain. She was doing a great job playing behind Lea, because that's what really they have to do, is they've got to involve Lea Jansen more. She's barely touched the ball, and it's the right thing. It looks like she was like, she knew she should have taken it in the air and sped up, and that just caused that ball to pop up a little too much.
Looks like we're
Alshon
taking
is
a...
making that time. You just look at, you got Tina Pisnik on the side of Etta right on this side, so you know the rest of the team up there, but that just kind of, she's looking at it from a different angle. I think that's shows you how invested she is in this team.
Yes. All right.
Again, just a good off-speed ball.
Yeah, he made a good decision there. Took the time to make a good decision there. Etta Tuionetoa.
Great coverage, great defense.
Her reflexes are so good.
So good. I mean, someone with just phenomenal hands. So she's so powerful out there. I think she's one of very few women who have a high backhand one-hander. You know, she could put that ball away so well.
She's strong.
He hit this phenomenal serve, and it looked like he wasn't sure what he was doing on that next one. Like,
got a little confused, a little lost.
And as soon as he's shaking his head about it. So
yeah. All right, so Etta will serve now. Still unable to get any points on the board. Nice by Lea.
I mean, phenomenal point from all 4 players on that. Everybody had a great get somewhere on that.
And I think CJ realized that they're going to start trying to go to Lea.
Yeah.
And so he stepped over, and then that's
And that's it, because they do have to move that ball a little bit more. Because CJ Klinger, his forehand is where to go. I mean, that's what he wants. So you've got to make sure you're moving him around a little bit as well, and not letting him get too much of a rhythm on that forehand. Oh my goodness. Just, again, phenomenal move, great shot. Etta just was too square.
Yes.
She slid over, and she just kind of got locked into that position.
able to get a point on that possession, though, the Ranchers. So a little bit of life there.
There's some momentum coming.
Yes.
It's, you know, again, they just got to play a little steady right now. I love that return going to CJ's backhand, again, short. He really can't move around that and take a forehand, and then attacking Lea on that approach. Now, mind you, that's the kind of drop I like to see from CJ.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more offensive. It's got, you know, a little more topspin on it. But now right here is kind of where the test is. Can CJ Klinger maintain this, or is this going to kind of be a little bit of a stopping point? It's a different pressure point. So smart. I mean, that right there is something that CJ does so well, is he can play behind you really well. He doesn't have a huge swing in that. And Etta just was looking for that ball to go middle, and he played behind her so nicely.
And she's trying to move him around.
She is.
But he's reading everything.
Yep. I just would like to see him, like, I'm all about driving at Lea. Yeah. I absolutely am. Sure. However, that's too easy for CJ to set himself in. Yeah. So I'm not sure. I feel like that drive needs to go more down the line. Yeah. You know, they need to pull CJ off the middle. That's really essentially what's got to happen. If they're going to start going at Lea, they have to start moving that ball. There we go.
There we go. They heard you.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially I think moving to that backhand side.
8-6-2.
And that is not a great time to have. That's a second service return fault from Alshon in this game.
Yeah. So now 9-6 on the second serve.
And he is looking, he kind of slipped out of his hands, which it is super hot out here.
Oh my gosh,
very
humid.
warm.
If you have sunscreen on, that makes it worse.
Yes, it is. Like I constantly have people like, you got to wear sunscreen. It's like, I do, but I'm wiping it.
Yeah,
it's just
you're sweating it off.
It's hard.
It's tough.
9-6-2.
And on the court, the court on the main stage is Carolina Hawks and Dallas Flash.
Christian Alshon very frustrated on that one, understandably so.
I mean, so they've got one shot to get this ball back and give them another go at this game. Otherwise, we have Columbus with the kind of match point here across the board. And a little risky, but it worked.
That went to another.
I know. And immediately, Lea saw she wanted to challenge, but that was pretty out. So I think it was a.
Yeah. Maybe they just don't want to end it on their.
I mean, mind you, I think it'd be fun though.
Maybe all 4 games.
It's got to be a record.
Has to be.
And there's some sort of discussion going on. So I think they're trying to decide if they should have challenged that, which they should not.
No.
But.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah,
she said no.
Yeah, that would definitely be a waste of a challenge.
All right, so Texas Rangers with a chance here. 2 really strong players. They could make a comeback. There we go.
Just like that. And I think it's Alshon. Christian Alshon is really the decision maker here. If he can kind of play a little bit more within himself, trying not to go for too much on certain balls, then just like that, it's going to set up cleanly for him. But that is what I don't like. Again, so CJ's even baiting him to go middle, and he's kind of acting like he's going to go cover that line. And so then Alshon, that's a super high ball that he was putting into play there. Etta taking over. She's like, no, I can handle this. It's all good.
How about I step in and help you out?
I got you.
Yeah. Oh, looks like.
And that is at times that it goes to the person who finishes the point, but not the one that creates it.
Right.
So I love her stepping into it. She does it so well in women's doubles too. And again, I almost think that. So it is. Alshon's kind of complaining. So CJ, the last couple points, has been throwing his paddle out there, kind of trying to distract him. It's worked.
It's working, yeah.
So we've got another game point.
Yep. 10-8.
I cannot believe he let that go. Because that was close, but it.
Oh Lord!
There you go.
I thought we were gonna.
I thought the challenge was coming.
Okay.
Got another one. And there it is. Etta again finishing it. She's got that control. Honestly, all I was thinking was get that return over.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Which nothing is more frustrating when your serves and returns aren't working.
Oh man.
And so they do. They again got another shot going.
Another chance. They avoided it for now. 8-10. Only need 2 to tie things up.
Absolutely. And again, win by 2. I mean, they know this is going to take them to a dream breaker, and they need this win to get them a little bit further. There it is. So I mean, that was a bait ball if I ever saw one. Etta immediately hit that ball and was turning to attack that ball in the middle on her backhand.
She's really been the turning point.
Absolutely. What I like is Alshon letting her do that.
Yes.
You know, that's really key there.
Yes. Oh, man.
You know, but again, it was a better look going line first.
Yeah.
And then that one just didn't work. But I like that change up. That's what it needs to do. They need to play that space a little bit better. Yes, it's a little bit more difficult. However, the results, the end game is worth it.
9-10.
Oh, wow.
Man.
And just a little bit, and that, like, he had the right ball, but kind of we talked about this earlier with CJ, that tendency sometimes is we're trying to recover before we finish hitting the ball.
Right.
So he's moving to the middle of the court, and he's actually pulling that ball wide, unfortunately.
10-9-1.
All right, game point once again.
I
And the
cannot
Columbus
believe
Sliders.
that's what they just did with that ball. It was almost, I mean, CJ Klinger has not missed any of those shots right there. They were doing well, returning short to CJ's backhand. They went back to going back to Lea on that. Just, you know, sliders, amazing job. Just solid.
Yeah.
Lea Jansen, honestly, all she just needs to support CJ, hit that, get the balls hers that are going in. You know, phenomenal play across the board. That women's doubles match, that was it. That's what set them up for this win from the sliders. And they get the W. Fantastic.
You said it in the beginning, CJ's the X factor. He really showed he can do it. He's there. He knows what he's capable of, and once he gets hot, it's going to be really
absolutely
hard to stop.